Hello beautiful, let me show you a simple and straightforward method to make a delicious pot of afang soup. A lot of people avoid afang soup because they think it's difficult to make, but what you don't know is that afang leaf is okazi leaf, so you probably already know it, or you actually even use it, but you didn't know it was afang. The only difference is that you have to pound the okazi and then you're cooking it with water leaf. So here are the ingredients I have. I have the water leaf itself. You'll be needing a lot of water leaf because water leaf it shrinks a lot in the soup, so you need a whole lot of water leaf. So like 60% water leaf, 40% of okazi or your afang. Then you need your protein. I'm using the boneless cow leg and beef shin. You can use goat meat, anything you want. I have some snails, dry fish. I'm using a cat dry fish. You can use banla or any dry fish of your choice. I have stockfish, Kpomo, cut in little piece. I have palm oil, crayfish, seasoning cubes, Scotch bonnet or your habanero. I use the yellow, red, and green, like a mixture of it. Then I have snails and I have periwinkle as well. So in my pot, I added the boneless cow legs, the beef, some salt, some seasoning cubes, a little bit of onions, and my Scotch bonnet. So I use the yellow, the red, a mixture of it. So just combine properly and cover it to cook for at least 7 minutes in its own water before you add the rest of the proteins, which is the stockfish and the Kpomo. I had cooked the stockfish and the Kpomo in my pressure cooker earlier on because they're quite hard. Then adding your snails at this point as well. Adding water to level your meat. You don't need it to be too much water, but not too little. This is afang. You actually need to have some moisture, not excessively dry. It's not like a decayed corn. So at this stage, all you're doing is trying your meats from time to time. And then if it gets like almost done, you add in your your dry fish. But this depends on the dry fish you're using. This is smoked catfish. It's not hard, it's very quick to cook, so I'm adding at this stage. But if your dry fish is very hard, you add it earlier on. So this is the water leaf. This is how to pluck your water leaf in case you haven't used that before. You probably need to, in fact, I think it's better you pluck, wash before you cut your water leaf, because it gets slimy. If you cut before you wash, you will not be very happy with that. So you pluck it, you wash it properly using your salt, washing it good number of times, and then you cut it. You need to cut it as tiny as possible. Your water leaf needs to be cut as tiny as possible. Then for your okazi, that okazi, I already bought it in Nigeria. It was washed and cut and put in the freezer. But if you're just going to the market to buy, you can buy your okazi, wash it yourself, cut it yourself, or sometimes you can let them do it in the market for you. They'll wash it for you, cut it for you. But when you go home, you still need to rewash your okazi with salt, wash it properly. I don't really trust the washing they do in the market. So keep trying your meat. When it's soft enough, you need to cook it till it's fully done before you do the rest of the things, because the rest of the soup takes just very little time. So when your meat is done, add in some crayfish. In fact, a lot of crayfish is used for this soup. Add in crayfish, add in the periwinkle. The periwinkle doesn't take a long time to cook, so you don't need to add it from the beginning when you're cooking the other proteins. So I added in the crayfish, the periwinkle, and one seasoning cube, and let it cook for at least 5 minutes before you add in your vegetables. It's quite easy to cook. What we've done here is just cooking the proteins, making sure we understand the hard ones, cooking them first before the softer ones. Like I cooked the Kpomo and the stockfish before the other ones, just things like that. If you're using stockfish head, you cook it at the same time with your meats, so it's just understanding those things. Once your protein is done, you adding some crayfish seasoning cube, maybe one, and palm oil. Also for afang soup, a lot of palm oil is needed. Like they use a whole lot of palm oil. This soup is not for Weight Watchers for real, but I think you can also decide not to add so much oil in your own anyway. It doesn't have to be party looking, you know, afang soup. So go ahead, add in your water leaf. So this water leaf will be cooked for like 3 to 4 minutes on medium heat. You know, medium heat. Make sure you slice it as small as you can, as long as you don't chop off your fingers. Yeah, so combine it and let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Guys, please, I am begging, I'm on my knees. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please follow me. It's very important to me. Please help me grow. You know, yeah, thank you. So you combine your soup, your water leaf. Remember, water leaf goes in first. For your okazi or your afang, you don't cook it for long. A minute is okay. Put off your stove. 30 minutes to 1 minute is okay. Put off your stove. The heat will do the rest of the job. It's not cooked for long at all. It's not cooked for long at all. You know. So the soup is already tasty at this point. This is more like a water leaf soup, really. So then we'll add your afang. So you pound it. Remember, you've washed it, you've cut it, properly washed it because it's usually dirty. Then you pound. So go ahead, add a little more crayfish if you think you needs more, and oil if you think it needs more. Somehow they always add this last this extra oil at the end. You know, it adds a little more of the, I don't know, is really how afang is made. You know, lots of palm oil. Lots of palm oil is needed for afang soup to give you that glow, that afang glow that you like when you go to restaurants and parties, you know. So add in your afang at this stage and let it cook for just a minute, and your soup is ready. You can enjoy afang with the swallow of your choice, but my first choice would be fufu, akpu. But if you don't have that, semovita. I didn't have fufu, so I use semo. It goes really well. Even gari, it goes really well with afang soup. It's that versatile. You will love it. If you've not tried it before, you try it. You really, really love it. If you've been eating it in restaurants and parties and you have never even bothered to cook it because you thought it was something you can do, this is the good news. Afang is quite easy to cook and you can easily get the things you need. It's just water leaf and okazi, which is afang. So I quickly made my semo. I couldn't wait to devour this food. It was so delicious. Check this out. It's finger licking good. You will eat and eat and eat. In fact, if you're trying to lose weight, don't even cook this soup. I mean, unless it's your cheat day. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. This will impress anybody. Yourself, your family, you know, your spouse, friends. This is a very good one. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate. Bye.